It's a sad but true fact that a lot of men lose interest in the relationship after a while. If familiarity followed by boredom starts to kick in, it's only a matter of time before they start to look around. Most women have no clue why men behave the way they do, and what you're about to hear remedies that. Picture a woman who feels frustrated that her man never does anything romantic. She finally breaks down and explains her desire to feel romanced and pursued by him, but he acts like she's being unreasonable, demanding she name one thing that's missing from the relationship. So she gives him an example. It would be nice to get flowers once in a while, just simple things like that. The next day he brings her flowers, but the magic of this gesture is missing, because it doesn't feel special to receive flowers when she had to ask for them. It's kind of like that with men, only with a completely different sort of relationship need. Men have an insatiable thirst for a woman's admiration, but he can't just ask for it. He can't say, "I really like you, but here's what's missing in our relationship. You don't admire me enough and seem to have a greater admiration for other men. That makes it hard for me to picture a future together." He can't say that because good men believe they have to earn admiration. They don't just expect it for nothing, the way a narcissist might. But asking for admiration is like trying to become popular by announcing he's a cool person. It doesn't work like that. He will only feel like her hero when she speaks the nonverbal language of admiration. He has to read between the lines of what she actually says and does. Now, she might be thinking, that's not so crazy, I can understand why a man craves admiration. But if she's thinking that, there's something important she needs to know. It's not just that men crave admiration, it's that most men can't sustain that in-love feeling without it. Nothing kills a man's attraction faster than a relationship where he doesn't feel needed. He wants to see himself as a provider, someone who is admired because of his ability to provide. If he doesn't feel needed, he feels like less of a man, emasculated. And that turns off his romantic drive. And the worst part? A woman can't just give him admiration. It only works if he believes he has earned her trust, admiration, and respect. But here's the good news. It's both fun and easy to let him earn her admiration once she knows how to set him up for success. Just find ways to let him be her hero. Now, I should mention there's actually an art to doing that in a way that makes him crazy about her, but what it all comes down to is this. She needs to trigger his hero instinct. Accomplish that and she'll be astonished by what happens next. He'll become so loving, so attentive, so much more interested in a committed, long-term relationship that she'll never want things to go back to the way they were. The hero instinct is a subconscious drive to gravitate towards people who make him feel like a hero, but it's amplified in his romantic relationships. Some ideas really are life-changing, and for romantic relationships, this is one of them. Because triggering his hero instinct is one thing, learning how to do it over and over again requires a few special tips and techniques. The fact is, women don't need someone to rescue them, especially in this day and age. Yet here's the ironic truth. Men do still need someone to rescue. And even though we both know today's modern woman is strong, independent, and perfectly capable on her own, it doesn't erase a man's need to feel like a provider. This one tiny difference in male and female genetics creates a big difference in what attracts men to the opposite gender. He feels drawn to any woman who allows him to step into the role of a hero. Why? Because his instincts naturally cause him to thirst for that social role, and it triggers attraction at a subconscious level. Men fall for women because of how those women make them feel. And when a man feels like a hero in a woman's eyes, he swears his undying loyalty to her. He can't help it. Most women don't have that effect on him. He can count on one hand the number of women who look up to him, who really respect him, and he's always going to have a special place in his life for those women. So, how does a woman make a man feel like a hero? It sounds kind of silly. Does she have to engineer some kind of scenario where he has to save kids from a burning house or a little old lady from getting hit by a car? Does she have to give up her independence, act completely helpless, or grudgingly regress back to 1950s gender roles to make her man feel needed in the relationship? Of course not. It's actually a lot simpler than that. To make a man feel like a hero, there's one easy thing she can do starting right now. She can thank him warmly for every single thing he does for her. Does he offer to get her a drink? Thank him. Did he clear the dishes off the table? Thank him. Did he drive her to a meeting? Thank him. He's a hero to her every day, even though she may not see it like that. Has he rescued her, metaphorically speaking, any time in the last week? Maybe he dropped everything to help her. Maybe he was there when she needed a sounding board. Maybe his advice helped her make a difficult decision. We tend to take those things for granted. We expect it. It numbs us to the actual miracle of having someone to rely on. But the more she appreciates him, the more he appreciates her. Now, that's not how most people think. Most women think they can earn a man's appreciation by doing lots of things for him. They've got it backwards. Rather than exhausting herself by constantly bending over backwards for him, the best way to earn a man's appreciation is to appreciate everything he does for her, no matter how little. It triggers his hero instinct. For now, just know that the key to unlocking his undying devotion is not in everything she does for him, but in how she responds to everything he does for her. Did he just wrap his arms around her? Show a sign of contentment? Did he agree to watch the program she wanted to see on TV? Give him an appreciative kiss. Reward the little things he does, and she'll find her man striving more and more to please her. He's her hero, and that's what heroes do. But that's just the beginning. There's so much more to what she can do to trigger his hero instinct. There are phrases she can say, texts she can send, and little requests she can use to trigger his hero instinct much more powerfully than just saying thanks. And because most men find it hard to resist a woman who makes him feel like a hero, it's worth learning a few of these emotional trigger points. If that sounds like fun, click the link to discover how relationship expert James Bauer shows women exactly how to use the hero instinct to deepen a man's feelings for her. It's something she can learn once but then use for the rest of her life. Click to learn more.